Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video we are going to start an important topic in the network analysis which is known as transient analysis. So this topic is very much important because in real circuits voltage and current do not change instantly in an arbitrary way. So when we switch is operated or a circuit changes its states, the response take place over time, and that time dependent behavior is called as the transient response. So in today's video we'll first learn about initial conditions, because without initial conditions transient analysis cannot be done correctly. So after that we'll solve numerical examples and we see the step by step procedure so that the method becomes clear. So let us start with an introduction to the transient analysis. So let us first understand what transient analysis means. So whenever a circuit has a switch or energy storage element such as capacitors or inductors, or there is a sudden change in the input, the circuit does not jump directly to the initial steady state. Instead, it passes through a temporary response. That temporary response is called as transient. So transient analysis helps us to study how voltage changes with time, how current changes with time, and how the circuit moves from one condition to another. So next is why initial conditions matter. So now comes the most important part, the initial conditions. So a capacitor or an inductor cannot change their stored energy instantly. That is because the voltage across the capacitor cannot change suddenly and the current through the inductor cannot change suddenly. So this means just before and just after the switching, capacitor voltage must be continuous and inductor current must be continuous. So if we know that the circuit just before switching, we can determine the initial value at the switching instant. So for example, if you see in your day-to-day life, suppose you were operating with a PC, that is your personal computer. So whenever you turn on the UPS, you suddenly see a slight flickering in your CPU, right? So that flickering is nothing but the initial condition. So at that time, we are not turning on the PC, not turning on the CPU, and we are not providing anything to the circuit, right? But initially, whenever we connect it to the main line, then what happens? There is a sudden change in the behavior of the components. So that will show a flicker in your circuit, which will get demonstrated as a either flickering in the light or there may be some other changes. So for example, if you're operating with a speaker or a sound device, then there is also you will find a noise in the speaker, right? So initially whenever we turn it on and immediately it gets disappeared. So that is called as the initial conditions. So initial condition means, so just before switching, that means from t equals to minus infinity to t equals to 0 minus, that means during this area, that is just before switching, and just after switching means this area whenever we have t equals to 0 plus, that is just after switching. Then after a certain period of time, that is called as 3 greater than 0. So this region is t0 minus, this region is t0 plus, and this area is t greater than 0. If we know the circuit just before switching, we can determine the initial value at the switching instant. So these initial values are the starting point of the transient analysis. So there are few rules with respect to the resistors, inductors and capacitors. So if we consider the initial condition of a resistor, then it is given by Vt equals to Rit. So that is nothing but V equals to IR, which we already know. And then if we go for the initial condition for an inductor, then we see that as we represent the inductor voltage as Vt equals to L di dt, or we determine the inductor current as 1 by L integration of Vt dt. So in that we have a I0 term. This I0 term is called as the initial current through the inductor. Similarly, if you consider the capacitor, so in capacitor also we get a initial voltage across the capacitor, which is given by V0. So now if we see the initial conditions for different components, then it is given as we can see here. So the initial condition of the resistor, if we see at 0 plus, the resistance remains same. At t equals to infinity also, the resistor value remains same. But in case of inductor, as we can see here, during the initial condition, if your inductor is not having any current, then it behaves as a open circuit, and after switching it on or after providing a current to the inductor, after a certain period of time, it will behave as a short circuit. Similarly, the capacitor, initially it behaves as a short circuit when no voltage is applied, and after a certain period of time, after applying the voltage, it will behave as a open circuit. Now if we consider the other case, when there was already current or voltage in the circuit, then if the inductor is having a current initially, then initially it will behave as a current source, and after a certain period of time, if we remove the current, then it will behave as a parallel circuitry which contains a short circuit and a current source. Similarly, the capacitor, initially when it is already provided with a voltage, and whenever we open the switch, the voltage gets disconnected, then initially the capacitor will generate a voltage, and that is given as V naught. That means the voltage across the capacitor, it will behave as a source, and later on, after a certain period of time, it will contain a series circuit where it will be having a open circuit and a voltage source. So I hope you have understood up to this. So let's move into a numerical now. So in the network, as we can see here the switch is closed at t equals to 0, and with 0 current in the inductor. So we have to determine the value of current I, di dt and d2I dt2 at t equals to 0 plus. So we have to determine the values of the current with respect to the initial condition at t equals to 0 plus. So the switch is initially open and later it is closed. So since initially the switch is open, so there is no current flowing through the circuit, right? So if we consider at t equals to 0 minus, so during initial condition when the switch is open, so at that time the circuit is given by this, where the inductor is open circuit, as we have already seen that during the initial condition when there is no excitation, then the inductor behaves as open circuit, right? So here the current will be 0. So during this period, current I at 0 minus will be 0. Now at t equals to 0 plus, the network is similar to this. That means there is not any change. So during this condition also, if we determine the current will be 0 because the inductor will behave as an open circuit, right? So initially at t equals to 0 plus, the current will be 0. So the value of current I is 0. Now let's see what will happen for t greater than 0. So for t greater than 0, that means whenever the switch is closed, so the circuit will be like this, where we have 100 volt and we have 10 ohm resistor and 1 Henry, right? And this is the current, which let us consider named as IT. So if we write down the KVL equation here, so it will be 100 minus 10 times of I, since the current is I, then minus the current through the inductor will be L di dt. So value of L is 1. Then we have di dt equals to 0. So the value of di dt will be equals to 100 minus 10I, right? So now at t equals to 0 plus, if we determine di dt at 0 plus, so it will be 100 minus 10 into I, 0 plus, and we know the value of I0 plus is 0. So this value will be 100 minus 0 equals to 100, right? So I hope you have understood how we have determined the value of di dt. So now let us move ahead and see what will be the value of d2i and dt2. So the value of d2i dt2 will be determined by taking a differentiation here. So if we differentiate this again, then it will be d2i dt2. The 100 will become 0 because the differentiation of a constant is 0. Then we have minus 10 di dt, right? Now if we determine the value of d2i dt2 at 0 plus, so this will be minus 10 di dt at 0 plus, so minus di dt at 0 plus, so the value will be, this is minus 10, and this value we already have determined it here, so the value is 100, so the value will be minus 1000. So our values as we have determined here, so I at 0 plus is 0, then di dt at 0 plus is 100, and we have determined d2i dt2 at 0 plus equals to minus 1000. So I hope you have understood how to solve this numerical. So like this you can try various other numericals, and hope it is beneficial for you and you have understood how we can do transient analysis and how we can solve the numericals. So in the next class we will continue into few other examples where we will consider the conditions which will be initially open and then closed, and later on we'll also see some conditions where the switch is initially closed and later on it is open. And we may also go into other numericals when the switching of a switch will determine two states. That means it will be passing current through one circuit whenever it is open, and after it is being closed it will pass the current to another circuit. So we'll see these different types of numerical in our next class. So keep learning from our videos. Just go through the playlist so that you don't miss any content. So do like, share and subscribe, and keep learning. Thank you.